This is DezPlays, and welcome back to Fallout 4 and another settlement build, this time here at Oberland Station. Now, this wasn't one of the settlements that was really high on my to-do list because it's actually, I don't know if there's any smaller than this. I think there's at least one of them, at least one other settlement comes to mind as being smaller than this, but this one is pretty small. And when I first got it, it came with 2 settlers, a whole bunch of food, no water, and no defense. So I gave them a water pump. I figure they're already good on food. I gave them a water pump. I added some turrets. I built this sort of shack-like thing so that the turrets could be a little higher up. I put some turrets on top of this building so that they would be facing the other way, and I figured they were good to go. And I would go focus on other things like County Crossing, which you've already seen, and other places that I've been working on, which you will eventually see. So I wasn't really planning on doing anything here, but these super mutants keep coming to attack this place and pulling me away from working on other stuff. So I figured at the very least these guys could do with a wall, because I don't really have a vision for what I'm going to do with the rest of this place yet. I mean, that might come to me as this progresses, in which case we'll continue working on this. But nothing currently comes to mind, so we're just going to start with the wall and see where that goes. Now, I have used the junk walls here, but I haven't used the mat trick, which we talked about in County Crossing Part 2. Mainly because I wanted to use these junk walls that have the tires in them. And I haven't gotten the mat trick to work with these, I think, because the tires go into the ground. So, what we're going to do instead is something else that I learned from another person just the other day, which is to use the console to manipulate the positioning of these junk walls so that we can say, sink them into the ground, or, move them so that they're actually together or clipping into each other or whatever. And we've already done that here, because we put down this defense tower and it was like half of, I think this part was contacting the ground, and the rest of it was like 2 or 3 feet up in the air. So we opened the console and we changed the Z level of it. We lowered it down and sunk it into the ground a bit. I think it probably could do with a little bit more, but it looks fairly good. We are going to have to manipulate it over here as well to move this so that it's aligned with the shack, but that will probably be the last thing that we do. So when I'm going to go through at least one of these, because you don't want to watch an hour-long video of me fighting with these walls. If I'm honest, it's probably going to take more than an hour. So I'm probably going to only show you me working on this one right here. But after I'm done with that, I'm probably not going to go into it in very much detail, because I don't think I'm going to have to work with the angle at all. It's pretty much just going to be moving it a little bit to the right and then sinking it down into the ground. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can adjust the angle of the objects. You can do front, back, how high it is, all that kinds of stuff. And the guy that I learned it from, I'm going to give you the link to his video, and he goes into it in quite a bit of detail. So if this is something that you're interested in trying out as a building technique, then I recommend that you go and watch that. And while you're over there, give him a big thumbs up, because it's a pretty huge deal, at least for me. So anyway, let's start with this wall. So the very first thing, and probably the most important step of this whole process, is that we are going to save, because the very first time that I tried doing this with an object, it was actually back in Sanctuary, and I was trying to manipulate the Z level, but I accidentally typed in X, and I sent this thing, the object I was working on, to God knows where. So you want to do that, because if you make a typo at all, this thing's going to disappear, and you'll have no way of well, it won't be as easy to get it back. So anyway, the next step is we open the console, click on the object, and so now that you see we have FF006 ABF, that is the item number for this wall that we're going to be working on. And you want to make sure that it says something like that there, which means that you actually are working on an object. So then we're going to type in get POS, and in this case we want to manipulate the height, so that's probably going to be Z, if I recall correctly. And it says position Z is 1699.61. So we're going to change that with set POS Z, And let's change that to 1600 and see what that does. Okay, so as you see, it moved down, and that was much too far. So go set POS Z 1650 and see what that looks like. There we go. That's much better. I think that might be a little bit lower than we want it, but man, that might just be good enough. Yeah, I think that we're probably going to go with that. So we do need to move it to the right a little bit. Or actually, now we need to move it to the left a little bit. So we'll get position. I don't know if it's X or Y in this case, but let's try X and see what that does. Get position X. Oh, we need to have the object selected. Not follow my own instructions. Get POS X. And it says negative 46,693.92. So let's set POS X at negative 46,690 and see what that does. Okay, so that moves it back. So let's get position Y. Negative 5,058. So set POS Y negative 5,000 and let's try 50. And there we go. That's just about perfect. It might do with a smidge more, but I think I'm probably going to go with that. Now this thing, this is starting to annoy me. This little thing sticking out of the ground. So we're going to lower this down a little bit. And get POS Z 1770. So set POS Z 1765. Still not enough. Set POS Z 1760. And there we go. Perfect. And this is still good. Yeah, I like the look of this. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna be working on this for a while, and I will bring you back if we do any further work on this for the latter half of the video. But for right now, I'm giving you the link to the original video where I saw this, where he goes, like I said, he goes over it in much more detail. I suggest that you watch that and maybe give that guy a big thumbs up. So anyway, I will see you in a bit. And by a bit, I mean a long time. So this took not as long as I thought it would, but not nearly as short as I had hoped. Although I do have to say that now that I've done this, this wall was a lot of trial and error. And although it does look damn good from the outside. And from the inside, too. Could probably fit some sort of walls on that. But this wall actually took me quite a while. This corner, well, that's actually one piece. But this area right here, where it's moving at it, where it's angling back to account for the tree, this was quite tricky. And if you watched HippoZone's video, you saw how you can manipulate the angles. It's pretty cool. But once I think I got to about this corner, I think I really hit my stride, and this wall went really quickly to complete. Now I did notice when I got around to here that we have this little thing jutting out, and that's probably because I didn't use the concrete foundations. That's probably because I didn't have any concrete when I first came over here, and they needed defense, and I had to build something real fast. So, because I don't think there's any concrete here to begin with, or if there is, I used it all with to make the water pump. But anyway, yeah, I think these walls look really good now, and this helps me a lot because this is kind of what I'm going for. My settlements, I'm going to try to make them fit into the world as much as possible, so that like it would be like, you know, a settlement or a town that you would expect to see if actually in the game, as opposed to something with like a giant electronic penis, which if you haven't seen that video, I recommend it. It's pretty impressive. But yeah, I don't expect that I will be doing anything quite like that or quite as impressive as that. It's probably going to be more stuff like this. And now that we have a wall, I think we might as well do something else with this settlement, although right now I don't know what that is. So I'm going to have to think about this for a while, and like I said, tear down this building and figure out what exactly I'm going to do. But that will happen in the next video. Oberland Station has its wall now and a gate, although I don't really know what the point of gates are, because I added a gate to County Crossing, and County Crossing gets a lot of traffic from my traders and the doctor that comes by there. I haven't seen a NPC trader come by here. I mean, I've had my people come by from up the road. I think they come from Starlight, just back in that direction to here. So, you know, they'll come and they'll come through the gate and they'll open it, but they will not close it. And so the gates and all the gates and the doors over there are constantly open. So I really don't see the point of adding a gate other than aesthetic reasons, because it looks cool. There are a couple flaws in this wall, which I may have to correct. Although I don't think I'm going to be moving it. Ooh, this needs to be further down. So I'm going to have to do that. But next time, when we visit Oberland Station, we're going to be doing something with this building. Either removing it entirely or just making it better. But I don't know if that's going to be my next video or we're going to be looking at one of my other settlements. Because, yeah, I mean, I have some cool ideas, or what I think are cool ideas for some of the other settlements. Not so much for this. So you may see those before we revisit Oberland Station. But like I said, it has its wall. That's good enough for right now. So, anyways, big thank you again to HippoZone for making the video that showed me how to do this. If you haven't already gone over to look at that and give him a big thumbs up, then I suggest that you do. And if you like this video, feel free to leave me a like as well. It at least lets me know that you got this far in the video. But anyways, I thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.